All right, so here we go. We got an equation. It's to the fourth power. They want us to make it look like this. It's a little bit confusing, so let's try this. What if I replace this x with sine x or sine squared? Do you see that this is what I'm going to end up looking like? Which it doesn't look that far off already. All you'll notice is I got this cosine here that I got to get out of the way. So cosine squared is equal to 1 minus sine squared. And so now if I go ahead and copy the rest of this down and distribute the 19, I'm going to find out I got 19 minus 19 sine squared. Well, now when I get that on the other side by adding it, I'm going to end up with the 19 sine squared I need. And so now all I got to do is take the 14 and subtract 19, and I'm going to get minus 5. And that looks like the thing I just mentioned. Now, this x equals sine squared, they're actually giving us a hint on how to solve this. Because it's a fourth power quadratic, we can treat it like a quadratic, and then we just got to make sure we set it up right. So let's go ahead and factor this thing that they gave us, and then we'll just assume that it's equal to x is equal to sine squared. So if I do this, I'm going to have negative 20 on the top, 19 on the bottom, and I'm looking for two numbers. It's going to be 20 and negative 1. My x's are going to equal negative 5 and 1/4. Now keep in mind, x is equal to sine squared, so now it says sine squared theta is equal to negative 5, and sine squared theta is equal to 1/4. Well, if I square root both sides, well, that can't happen because I can't square root and get a negative number. And so then I do that over here. And keep in mind, sine squared is just sine times sine. And so if I square root sine squared, I'm going to get sine theta. And then when I square this, I'm going to square root that. I'm going to get 1/2. Keep in mind it's a plus or minus. So I've got sine theta of 1/2 and sine theta of negative 1/2. So now all I got to do is take the inverse of each one of these and find out what angle they produce. And I should find out that negative sine 1/2, I should get a 30 degrees here. And so now all I got to do is do the negative one, and I'm going to find out that's going to be negative 30 degrees. So when I give my little quick sketch, there's my 30 degrees. It's sine. I go across the y-axis. That fits, so I know that's one of my answers. This is going to be 180 minus 30, so that's going to be 150. And now I got to go, if I add 360 to this, I'm going to go beyond my range. So I know those are the only two that I'm going to deal with this one. And so all I got to do now is go back to the negative 1/2. And I got negative 30. Well, that's not in the range. But all I got to do is add 360 to it. And when I do that, I'm going to find out that this first one is going to be 360 minus 30, or 330. So that's one angle. And then to find the other angle, I just got to take 180 and add 330. Add 30. And so then I'm going to get 210. And that's that one. And I'm all set, because if I add 360 to either of these, that's going to go way too much. And that's all there is for that. So thanks for watching. Hope that helped.